Hello everyone, warm welcome. It is Friday morning and we begin decoding the Economic Times newspaper. I am Priyanka Bhatia from Women on Wealth, and what we do at Women on Wealth is we help women take charge of their finances. So we are into financial education. We are not financial advisors. We propagate that women be financially educated, because only when women can be financially educated can they take independent financial decisions, and they can be empowered with this important tool which is called money. Why decode the Economic Times newspaper? If you want to be an intelligent investor, you want to be a knowledgeable investor, it's critical that you keep yourself informed of what's happening in the world around you, especially how's the economic situation doing, what's happening in the financial world, and more. So that's why we've been on it. This is our 57th episode and we've been growing exponentially with all our women taking on financial independence and financial education. If you're here, please acknowledge your presence. Just say hi, hello, good morning. Namita, hi, good morning. Somali, Vinita, welcome everyone. Others, please acknowledge your presence. 3 of us have. How about others? Do make sure you share that you're watching and you are committed to your financial growth, because your engagement in this conversation is your demonstration of your commitment. Hey Richa, welcome. Okay guys, let's begin. So the first news that I'm going to talk about today is on the finance ministry report. That's what I'm going to talk about. Hey Neelu, good morning. And yes, good morning to our tribe. The only tribe for women investors who are up to financial education. So there is a finance ministry report which has been released for November, and which is saying that the Indian economy is expected to perform better in the third quarter, which is October to December, than in the second quarter. So we saw the second quarter results of many companies. We saw how the economy boomed in the second quarter. The first quarter was extremely difficult thanks to the lockdown and the coronavirus crisis. But the second quarter was quite a bounce back, and the third is expected to bring a V-shape recovery. So we've been talking about U-shape, V-shape recovery in our decoding of the Economic Times newspaper. And guys, V, if you make a V, it's like a sharp down and then a sharp back up. So that's what it means. So let me read further from this article. Sustained improvement in high frequency indicators in October and November ignite optimism of an improved performance in the third quarter of 2021. This is the ministry said in the report which was released on Thursday, which is yesterday. So that's what it is saying, that we are going to go back up, straight back up in the third quarter. So there is good news for all the consumers in the Indian economy, and also good news for the investors in the Indian economy. Because if the companies are going to do well, then our investments in those companies, whether those are through stocks or whether those are through equity mutual funds, are going to do well. So that's good news, cheering news for all the investors out there. While acknowledging the risk of another COVID-19 infection, another wave of COVID-19 infections, the report said there's a growing cautious optimism that the steep plunges of April to June may not resurface. So April to June, which was really a difficult period, a difficult quarter, there is going to be optimism and it's not going to plunge that much. And there's going to be significant progress in vaccines and contact-intensive sectors, increasingly adapting to a virtual normal. So yeah, I mean, being virtual, working from home, learning online, this has been our world for now quite many months. I think 9 months that we've been in our homes, and this is the new normal, and the world seems to be accepting it pretty much. So that is what is being talked about, and significant progress is being looked at despite all the challenges which may exist. So it added that global uncertainty was not mirrored in India, notwithstanding moderation in some high frequency indicators in November. So this was the Indian economy. So people are talking about the strength in the Indian economy that exists. The fundamentals of the economy remain strong as gradual scaling back of lockdowns, along with astute support of Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, has placed the economy firmly on the path of recovery. So that's the monthly economic review that has come from the finance ministry, which is extremely positive, and it is talking how the economy is going to bounce back and do well. So that's one of the news that I would like to talk about today. What are you guys getting? So with this V-shaped recovery, with Q3 numbers coming in which are better than Q2, and that's what the finance ministry report, the monthly report, review report, economic review report is saying. So what do you guys think? How it's going to impact your personal investments, your businesses? Because I think there is going to be a great impact on our businesses as well. So while I move and look at the other article in the newspaper, start typing. What are you getting for your businesses? What are you getting for your investments? Hey, good morning, Preeti. Amita, welcome. Amita, it's so good to see you after so long. I really think the Women on Wealth community has gotten into the space of celebrating December. So, yeah. Guys, do share what are you getting. Quick one-liners. Okay, Richa is saying things are looking up, but let's not forget to do the research and invest accordingly. Absolutely, Richa. V-shaped recovery for Namita. Right now, I'm getting my stock investment lessons and can do right investments from the learnings. Absolutely, Somali. Absolutely. And maybe you can actually get into that business and really impacting the world that you've been talking with me about. Yes, Preeti, if the economic outlook is positive, it should bode well for everyone who is invested after proper research. Love that, Preeti. Great. Now I'm coming to page number 2, and there is an important or I would say interesting graphic which is talking about the wealthiest Indian women. So the wealthiest Indian women, the top 10, and they are ranked as per the wealth that they have. So the first one is Roshni Nadar Malhotra, who is Shiv Nadar's daughter. Also, she is with HCL Technologies, and her wealth is 54,850 crores. So that's the number one position that Roshni Nadar Malhotra has. She's 39 years old. Also, she's the number one Indian woman who is under 40 and is the wealthiest woman in the country. In the top 10 rank, the number 2 is Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, who is, of course, we all know her. She's built Biocon. 36,600 crore is her net worth. And well, she is far above 40. But she is in number 2 as far as top 10 are concerned. Leena Gandhi Tiwari of USV has 21,340 crore. Nilima Motaparthi of Divis Lab. Again, this is one company that we often talk about in our stock investors community, women stock investors community. And she has some 18,620 crore. Radha Vembu of Zoho has 11,590 crores. Jayashree Ullal of Arista Networks has 10,220 crores. Renu Munjal of Hero FinCorp has 8,690 crore. Malika Chirayu Amin of Alembic Pharma, another company that we fondly talk about, has 7,570 crore. Anu Aga and Meher Pudumji of Thermax have 5,850 crore. Falguni Nair and family, who owns Nykaa, the cosmetic company, 5,410 crore. So we're talking about top 10 women in the range of 5,410 crore to Roshni Nadar, who is at 54,850 crore. How many crores have you decided to build? Everybody, I want to hear that. How many crores have you decided to build in? And anybody in the community who's thinking about a few thousand or a few 10,000 crores, because many of these women do not come from very, very wealthy backgrounds, but they have built it all up with their own understanding. So how about you? Where are you? What are your dreams? Let's start typing, and let's today go beyond all those inhibitions we may have as women. That, oh, can I even dream that big? Can I really make it to that much? So I want to hear from you today. How many crores are you thinking about? Today I've talked about the top 10 women with the amount of wealth that they have, which has been reported in the Economic Times newspaper. Yeah, it's amazing, Richa. Absolutely. Hats off to them. No doubt. 100 crores for Ridhima? Wow. Okay, Ridhima. Now that's a big goal. I like that. Awesome. And you've been thinking, dreaming of it all throughout? Is that what's happening? How's it going? Are you like absolutely focused on this goal? Because I am sure that all these wealthiest Indian women that we're talking about, they have these amounts and they've been very consistent with it. Like they've been drinking, eating, sleeping with these numbers and really making them a reality finally. What about you, Ridhima? What about others? How many crores are we thinking? Have we ever dreamt of coming in the top wealthiest Indian women list? Have we ever kind of even considered that? How about begin to dream about that? Only dreams come true. How many crores? Okay, Neelu is sharing she will make her first crore with Women on Wealth and then plan ahead. Got that, Neelu. Absolutely. Absolutely. And not only plan the first crore, but also plan a far more fulfilling and high quality life. Because we don't want to be the women who just make money and multiply money, but we also want this super high quality life. So yeah, let's do that too. What about others? Ridhima is sharing it looks like a big number to her. Yes, it is a big number. And well, these women have even bigger numbers, Ridhima. Look at her. Roshni, 54,000 crores. Kiran Majumdar Shaw, 36,000 crores. These are much bigger and they have made them a reality. Did they have something special? Well, not really. They are ordinary women. It's just they built that attitude, they followed certain kind of a system and they've made it. So, why can't you? What stops you? Is how I would say it. Anybody else? Any number that shows up for you, or are you scared of declaring it? Just say scared if you're scared of declaring the number. Because sometimes, we can be so overwhelmed. It can be like daunting that, oh my God, if I say it, will I have to do it? It's, there's so many fears that we have. So why don't all of you begin to share? Because it's only Neelu and Ridhima who've shared their numbers. I'm sure others have their numbers too. But you guys are not sharing. So what's coming in the way? Is it fear? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of success? It's fear of being judged. What is it? Start typing, guys. I would really like to see some women dreaming big out here. Only when we dream big can we achieve it. So, go ahead. Can this be a place for ambitious women is how I'm thinking. Somali is sharing that one of her idols is Joan Rowling, and looking at her, she feels it's possible to dream about being a billion and making it. Okay? Being a billionaire. Somali? Wow. Prerna is sharing her fear, and her fear is, can I really do it? Wow. Yeah. And Prerna, it's so interesting, right? That we wouldn't even declare because we are scared. Because we are scared, we wouldn't even declare. And we wouldn't declare and we wouldn't make it. We may have the system for it, and yet we don't have that firm belief that we can do it. We're doubting our own abilities, and it's absolutely human, right, to do that. So, nothing wrong, nothing right. It's absolutely human to be doing that. Richa is sharing, I'm fearing thinking that big and wondering, how do I even get there? Yeah, बोलना तो आसान है. Absolutely. बोलना आसान है, करना मुश्किल है, लेकिन बोलेंगे ही नहीं तो करेंगे कैसे? How in the world are we expecting ourselves to do things without really ever saying it? Without ever declaring it? One of my mentors in the very early years of my career said that if you don't declare it, you won't make it. So think about it. Wow, Prerna is sharing, can I do it? Do I have it in me? Yeah. Do I have it in me to cause this? I don't want to disclose it, okay, because maybe nazar lag jayegi. Yeah. Look at that. These are all our stops. And who knows, maybe we get supported in the journey. Because every time I have declared a number, I've seen people joining in. Like we openly say, okay, we want to be impacting 50 lakh women and they'll be financially educated by 2030. Do we have an absolutely clear-cut action plan laid for it? No. Are we striving for it each day? Yes, if you ask the Women on Wealth team, it will tell you that we change plans on an every alternate day, and we are kind of striving for this number on an everyday basis. So yeah, you wouldn't know how to get there, and don't try to reach somewhere. How about really reaching where you truly want to reach? Yeah, being a billionaire for Somali. Okay, Preeti is sharing, I've decided not to put an upper limit on my wealth. Just keep working at building it up, enjoy a good life at the same time. Fear of being judged is one of my mental blocks. Yeah, for a lot of us, Somali, we fear being judged. Absolutely. And what is possible if we go beyond that? That's the key. What's possible if we go beyond this fear, beyond all the interpretations, stops, conversations that we are having right now, and these are all coming from our past. Trust you me, it's all coming from our past. And can we give it up and go beyond? That's the key. I would love to see myself in that top list. Absolutely. Superstition of goals being jinxed if shared with anyone. Yeah. So what if we don't get there? I mean, I don't even care. But I just care about probably inspiring more women to be along with me in this journey, because I'm pretty sure I can't do it alone. So for me, I come from there. It's not about just a number, but also the journey and taking it on together. Richa is substantiating that it happened with her Somali, so she tends not to be open. Got it. Think about it, guys. It's a choice we want to make. Do we want to keep living from the baggage of the past, or we want to drop it and really come from nothing? My mentor used to say, come from nothing and then declare. So, do we want to come from nothing and declare and see how we can build a support system to really get there? Because know that each one of you who is here today is an ambitious woman who's committed to her financial education and her financial growth. I don't know. So think about it. Make your decision. And yeah, what I want to definitely put forward is that we are a safe space for women to be. So whoever you are, whatever you may be, you're perfect the way you are. Okay. Guys, last article that I'm going to talk about, the Burger King IPO is out. So study it. If you guys think it's a good one for you, go for it. Else, give it a miss. It's interesting, RBI has put a cap on HDFC Bank. And RBI has temporarily banned HDFC Bank from onboarding new credit card clients, and it has also temporarily banned HDFC Bank from launching digital initiatives. So, well, that's raised a few questions on the HDFC Bank, but it's interesting that the top money lender, one of the top private banks in our country, the analysts are still positive about it. So the share went down yesterday by 1.8%, and it reached 1377 rupees. And analysts say that the impact of RBI's directive to the bank to stop issuing new credit cards as well as launch of new digital business, it could have just a modest impact, but they are not expecting a huge impact on the shares of HDFC Bank. If you've studied it, then you know what a robust bank it is. So the central bank's order has come after a rise in the number of outages of its online services. While shares of the bank, a stock market darling for the past decade, so HDFC Bank is related to as the darling of the stock market for the past decade. It ended near its lows on Thursday, and analysts see this as a temporary setback, and they have maintained their bullish ratings. So guys, this is another demonstration of a company which is strong, and it has extremely strong fundamentals, and no matter what anybody does, like unless there's something fundamentally wrong, it's not going to move the investors away, and it's not going to take your money away from you. So that's the advantage of investing in fundamentally strong stocks, financially sound stocks, because it just keeps helping you make money. Just because I've talked about HDFC Bank, a very big disclaimer is I'm not recommending it. I am not a financial advisor to recommend any stock to anybody. I don't recommend any mutual funds or any other investment instruments. This is purely an educational initiative, and the intention is to help women learn, build their financial skills, because the money that you make is directly proportional to the skills that you've built in this market, in your business, in your jobs, and any other areas of your life. So go for it, guys. Keep rocking. Please start typing what are you taking away from this session today. Okay, Richa is sharing HDFC is a well-ranked bank. This news is one to research. Sure, Richa, go for it. Absolutely. And if any one of you who is listening to us, you're new to Women on Wealth, you don't know how to research investments, you don't know how to study investments, or you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't know how to save, then know that we run courses, financial courses for women only. Do join in. All the women who are mostly commenting here are a part of our community. They've done our courses, and that's why they are investing intelligently with their own knowledge. That's the key, everyone. Okay, guys, start typing. What are you taking away very quickly? We just have 2 more minutes to complete. China government investing in HDFC. Okay. Somali is sharing she's not sure if the two news are connected. Got that, Somali? Dream big, declare it to the universe. Absolutely, Richa. What about others? What are we taking away today? I definitely want to see some of my Women on Wealth community members, some of my women, to go into that wealthiest list, Fortune women. That's how I see it. Okay, V-shape recovery, so things look good. Got that? That's another thing you're taking away, Richa. Got that? What about others? What are you taking away? Quick one-liners, everyone. Okay, many women idols to look up to already. Yes, many of them. Got that, guys? On that note, let's complete the decoding of the Economic Times newspaper. Have a happy weekend. Enjoy yourself and chill. Take charge. Stay safe. Do make sure you keep your focus on the education and your personal financial upskilling. Loads of love. Bye-bye.